compiling this information, was that we needed to kind of tell the backstory a little bit more. I think we had just gone directly into what are the changes that are being made, which is great, and I think all that information is still in here.
Yes.
But I didn't know whether we needed to provide a little background of why the planning board even took a look at this, and what all the information that you guys did review while making these decisions. They weren't kind of in a vacuum. You looked at a lot of different information in order to come there.
Make it a point that this was throughout the Cape, not just Yarmouth.
Right, right.
There was a state plan, and then Barnstable plan, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and yeah, the initiative really encouraged all Cape towns to look at it,
Yep.
for sure.
Joe, do you have any comments on Article 39's fact sheet?
I do. It's on the FAQs, really well put together. Kathy, you and your staff, Kyle and Mary. But I did have a couple of suggestions. And questions first, I guess. I noticed that this will be on the town website. Okay, and so there'll be links. I see we've got a link here, the very opening paragraph, to when the warrant gets up. They'll be able to see the warrant.
Well, this is actually linking it directly to just the zoning articles that are already on the town website.
Okay, great, okay. On page 2, question 4, on the analysis question, I think I would recommend that we also add this, which is housing on Cape Cod, the high cost of doing nothing, prepared by the Housing Assistance Corporation.
Yep.
And one of its primary recommendations was accessory dwelling units. So if there's some way we could provide a link through HAC for this, this has got great analysis in it. I know it informs my opinion on this, about what's happening. It is a Cape-wide kind of analysis, but I think it was something that we were all given, and it was made available to us as part of our thinking. So I thought maybe we could just have a mention and maybe a link at the bottom of question 4.
Yep, that sounds
Good idea.
Then I also had on point number 7, the last sentence, the town's proposed sewer system plans are very preliminary. We don't really know what they are, do we?
In what respect?
In the respect that well, this is what I was suggesting, since I think they're early in development. I was suggested that the town's proposed sewer system plans, which are very preliminary, may allow for some increased build-out.
I agree, because not all areas are going to get sewer.
Right, but I don't think that the plans are very preliminary.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I think this fall they're going to be looking for some more serious money to actually start.
Design?
I think some portions of it are already 90% design. Anything that's,
really?
Yeah, back down in 2011 when they did the wastewater planning, then they had a whole bunch that's been designed. I think the thing that's up in the air is exactly where we're going with the wastewater. Is some of it going to go to Barnstable and be treated at there? Is there some of it going to go and be a combination? Or I think even, potentially us having our own is still, I think, on the table, but I think they're looking at all the finances.
Okay, then we can, well, I'll strike that as a comment. I wasn't quite sure where it was, other than that there are these questions on either end, the hookups and the tri-town effort that's underway, but.
Right.
Our phase 1 is nearing completion.
Okay.
Getting very close.
Yeah.
But the word may be a good idea. System plans may allow for some increased build-out.
It will definitely allow for some increased build-out.
Okay,
and some of it will include residential,
aware.
but I think obviously there will be a lot of commercial that's included.
We
But
still don't know how much, though.
right.
One other aspect is the fact that the timing for the different phases of the sewer work are going to extend, what, over 40 years?
40 years, yeah.
Somehow, if that could be drawn into here as a separate comment, because in the interim, the ADU bylaw will still be in effect for all of those areas that aren't sewered within the 40 years.
Once they meet the criteria.
once they meet the criteria, yeah.
We do have a sunset clause, so
Right.
you get affordable units can be built.
Yeah.
On point number 9, I know we don't know what the impact will be on the tax base. We don't know what real estate values are, might be affected. But my thought was, you see a house for sale, and sometimes one of its selling benefits is in-law apartment. You see it. And it makes it, to me, more marketable. For someone who's, and we know our demographic is an older demographic, and that parents are living with children. I'm not sure how we work this in here, because it's meant to be just the facts, I get that. But I do think there is a sense that it isn't all bad, and it isn't all good. It's somewhere in between. But we don't know. We don't know, and only a real estate appraiser could really tell us that, I guess.
And then the way the appraisal and stuff, I mean, it'd have to almost be site-specific for a particular
Yeah.
area, and then they'd
they're
have to find
comparables.
comps in the other
Yeah.
area. It would be very, very, very
Yeah.
difficult to do that.
Almost
Depend on
impossible.
the location,
It
I would
would-
think,
right.
specific location.
Right.
And then finally, the 13 points, again, I think are really well done, but they're mostly about the whats. How big can it be? How are we going to implement this? It's not about who might live there. And I thought we might have some fact about what does 100% median area income mean? What is that number? Some people might have a number of 20,000 adjusted gross income in their head. What is that number? What is affordable rent? So in answer to that, I thought maybe we give an example. For example, a one bedroom that might be X, whatever the market rent might be by federal guidelines, could be rented to Mary and her husband, Jean, and their one child who have income of X.
Right.
There's nothing in there about who, and I think there is a general undertone about who is going to be attracted to these accessory dwelling units, in particular the affordable ones.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to the 100% of the median area income is not an insubstantial number.
No, it's not at all. It's almost a little scary what's considered affordable, because Mary had just sent out something about an affordable 2-bedroom apartment. I believe it was over in Barnstable, and it was $1,354, and it didn't include utilities. They had subtracted out the utilities. I'm like, that to me is very high.
Yeah.
It's very high, but that's an affordable unit.
Yeah. But what the income, I'm particularly interested in, I think, maybe a fact about what does 100% MAI mean? What is that number? It is a number. It's a fact, right?
Right, but
Well,
it
depending
just
on how the
varies
household
around,
size.
right, exactly.
Household
So maybe
size.
we just take it for 2 people, or for 1 or 2 people, because I think most of these units are going to be relatively small.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be 1 or 2 people.
It's a moving number based on debt. That's why we raised it to 100%.
Well, it's based, the 100% is based on purely on your income,
That's
but
a
the fact
number.
is it doesn't take into consideration the rent. Yeah. So I'm just, hang on here. So maybe adding an example?
I
or-
thought,
Yep.
sometimes that's the best way for someone who's attending town meeting or looking at the website might get a better handle on what does this mean? What is this going to look like if it's next door to me?
Did you see this as like a number 14
Yeah,
at the end?
yeah.
Okay.
It's more about, there's nothing, I thought some
That's a great
fact,
idea. Yep.
about the people might be helpful. That was it.
Nope, that's great. Thank you.
Do we know what the per capita income, average per capita income?
For in Yarmouth, last time I think it's like 58. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking South Yarmouth and not Yarmouthport. Obviously is more. I'm sorry. I honestly don't have that. It's in the pile.
Norm, do you have any comments on Article 39?
No, I think it's been pretty well covered.
Okay, Tom?
I agree, very well. And Tom and Joanne
Yeah,
raised
that's
some
great.
good points.
The only thing I would add is just the one thing that I've talked till I'm blue in the face in the past 10 days, various spots around Yarmouth, either the dump or the supermarket, is that we've had this on the books since 1988, and it's in here. I'm wondering if we just make this, because most people look at me and they say, oh, I was told this is new. I said, part of it is new, but
Yeah.
it's not new. We've been doing this for over 30 years. And they're like, oh. And I said, have you found any problems with it yet? And they're like, no. I said, okay. And I said, second of all, it has to go through the Board of Appeals. So if someone's building this next to you, you're going to get a certified note
Right.
in the mail.
You'll get a notification.
And they were just, oh, well, I wasn't told that. I'm like, we're not trying to slip something under the tent here. There's no camel coming in under the tent.
That's a good point.
Improving what we have.
It's just,
I think that's why
this started at
question
Capitol
3
Hill.
is in there, is
Yeah.
because of that. Just to let people know, I mean, we've had the family related since 1988. The affordable came in 2004. It's been around,
And the
a
numbers
while.
created, too.
Yeah, aren't that significant. It's less than, even if you take into consideration none of the abandonment, it would be less than 3
A year.
a year, so.
Right. I mean, I remember when I was trying to get my dad to buy me a lottery ticket, and he said, you know what it takes to win the lottery? I said, no. He said, first you have to be the right state in the right state in the union. Then within that state, you have to be the right town, and within the right town, you have to have the right number. I was like, let's not waste the money on the ticket. This is sort of like that. I mean, you have to go through so many hoops. You have to have enough wastewater allowance within your septic system. You have to have a minimum number of bedrooms to allow to put another one in. You have to have enough income to build it, and then you have to hope to rent it to someone that you approve of. And it has to get through the town licensing process.
And who wants to take a bedroom out of the main
Right.
Right.
main property?
Unless it's your mom or dad or your brother or sister or somebody who needs it. I don't see, landlords coming in saying, I'm all of a sudden going to build something, in West Yarmouth, in South Yarmouth, just to make money. It's going to have to be a couple of jumps to do.
But that also relates to real estate values, too.
Yeah,
By
so,
removing it back in from
so,
main.
I think the thing, and I think Norm tried to hit on this before, I think part of the thing that can decrease the value, I think, had to do with that deed restriction for the affordable unit, which we are getting rid of. A lot of people didn't like the whole concept of it having to be deed restricted. But I think what people need to realize is you can always take out the affordable accessory dwelling unit. All you have to do is remove a kitchen, and then you can go back to the way you were before. You just need to the satisfaction of the building department, remove the accessory dwelling unit. So other than the cost of removing, I guess, the actual kitchen area, it's not that significant of a cost.
so. It should be a fun hearing. I hope a lot of people who wrote us very nice letters come and they listen. But if, it's up to the town voters. All right. The rest are almost pretty boring without boats in there. There's no golf, there's no boats, so it's Article 40, signage.
Oh, signage is very exciting.
Are you done, Tom?
That's got to be the greatest thing for the building commissioner is signage.
It'd be good
But
for the
that's pretty
community.
straightforward, and I looked over the explanation, and looks fine to me.
Okay.
It'll be pretty straightforward.
I think people will like that one, actually. I think it'll be good. Anybody have any comments on signage? I didn't think so. Kathy, anything you wanted to add? I thought you did a good job.
I tried to keep it short.
Yeah,
and
short
Very
is-
large print, except for
Short.
you, buddy.
Short's
You
good.
got more words.
That's what I was
Couldn't do
saying.
it.
That's what I was saying.
Article 41 is probably going to have a lot of support across the room, so I don't see Chris having any problem with people allowing entertainment to be licensed in the B1 or B2 district. We're not putting it in residential. It still has to go through the selectmen, so it's got to be good. Number 42, miscellaneous. This is probably going to gloss everybody's eyes over. It's not going to be
You'll
done
fall
yet. But
asleep.
do you find it any problems, questions?
No, very well written.
Okay.
Okay, so
Rest of the board, any comments on Article 43, the wording that Kathy has for Tom Road?
It's fine.
I can't really see anything except the 8 feet. Someone may want to stand up and say, are you building, what did we have one time? Miami Beach, we're becoming Miami Beach or something. I don't think 8
South
feet.
Shore Drive,
Right.
that was a comparison.
But I think if Eric says something as an architect again, that would be helpful. That was nice of what he said
Yeah.
at the hearing.
Well, it makes sense, too.
It just makes for these weird squat buildings because people are trying to stay under that height in order to not have these ancillary features stick up a little bit. So I think it might actually improve the architectural design of
And
buildings.
in flood areas, you may not be able to use the first floor.
Yeah, that's a little different, yeah.
And the older we get, the more use of elevators are coming in, and you need extra height at the top of the elevator.
With regard to these, the brief explanations, the little ones that we already approved, those they went into the warrant. So you have the article, and then you'll have those little explanations. These are the ones that get read at town meeting. I don't know when these need to be given to the town administrator's office. They're very clear about the other ones had to be in by close of business today. The only reason I bring this up is I don't know whether you were going to do some tweaking, Tom, or whether you wanted to leave it like this.
This is fine.
Okay.
Oh, tweak it.
Feel free to tweak on your own. That's fine by me. I did the best I could, people. This is all I got.
I don't have a Twitter account.
Yeah, neither do I. No social media on my.
Okay. You're going to have your hands full at number 39, but I think once we get through the explanations, it'll be good. Minutes of March 5th. We were at the Selectmen's meeting. And do we have a quorum? We do. Okay, good. Boiled these down very well. I see no mistakes. Of course, it's Kathy.
Oh, that's not true. Don't set me up to fail, because you know I'm going to make a mistake.
I make a,
Motion to approve March 5th, 2019 minutes?
thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any other comments? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Okay, so 401. And the next day, we came back and said, let's do this again.
Right.
Could I hear a motion for March 6th?
I move we approve the minutes of March 6th.
Do I have a second?
A second?
Okay, I'm just checking one thing. All right. We have a motion second on the floor. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? There we go. And the warrant was printed without that article in it, right? Just yanked right out?
It just says article withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
So nothing's in there, just that statement.
That's too bad. All right.
One thing that we do need to do is the Article 44 on the subdivision, the repealing of the subdivision of land. Somebody needs to move that. And since you lost votes, does Brad want to do that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Great.
Excellent, thank you.
No problem. Town meeting again for us, this is the last Saturday we're going to be doing for a while, I guess.
I don't know, I have not heard any official, no official word came down to me, but I do know that they're talking about having CPA and zoning in the fall. And that seems to be the way the Board of Selectmen were talking when we met before them.
Okay, but nothing official yet? Okay.
Let's just say I haven't received anything official telling me that it's been a formal vote and I'm unaware of. Tom goes to all the meetings, so did they make any formal vote?
And I didn't hear anything last night.
Yeah. There's an article.
But this is the same question I asked you in the office yesterday. Were we going to be holding our presentation of these items till the fall, or we're going to do it here in May? So we are doing it in May.
Mm-hmm.
But then if the objective is to have the fall town meeting for CPA and zoning, what do we have?
We probably have a
I
gap.
don't think we have
of-
anything this year.
We have a gap of over a
It'd be
year.
2020.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be near in 2020. Committee updates. Joe, you always got a little boatload, none?
Quiet.
Quiet?
Wow.
What happened last night? I didn't stay for you.
We didn't have to stay, we submitted a letter. None of us were there. We didn't have to be there.
Wow.
There was nothing that they were voting on.
That's true, they
It was
just wanted your
It was
opinion.
just a response to the original, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Barron, do you have any updates?
Nothing further at this time.
Norm?
We've not had a meeting,
We're all waiting. Okay.
nothing new.
Mr. R?
Yep, Community Preservation Committee met with the selectmen last night to go over the articles that we're bringing forward at town meeting. And there were some questions relative to the historic applications and also some of the questions relative to the recreation applications as well. Good explanations were given and moved forward.
Did they vote on any of them to
Recommended
refer?
them all.
Everything was voted, it was approved.
Approve. Okay. On to
They were
town meeting.
very, I thought they were very complimentary and enthusiastic about the drive-in site, which was
Very,
nice to see.
Very.
We're asking for some good money.
I tell you, every time I hear the word drive-in site, I just think about the 12 years of Bob Dubois and I lost. We're still looking for those 12 years. We get together and commiserate every now and then on the phone. Did you ever find those 12 years? No?
Did you talk to Bob Dubois?
Every once in a while, I'll text him.
Oh, lovely.
He's like, Brian, how are you? Well, that's close enough. I'll do that. I said, thanks, Bob.
Hey.
Any correspondence, any more letters from various parts of
Nope.
Yarmouth?
No, anything it's sent automatic is what you've gotten. There's nothing significant.
All right, staff updates?
I'm going on vacation the week of April 1st.
For you.
Congratulations.
So you can feel free to have a meeting amongst yourselves, or you can cancel the meeting. I think we're in good shape for town meeting, and I would probably recommend just canceling it, unless some business item came up that I couldn't twist the arm of someone to go to the second meeting in April, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, especially with 21 days, I guess it'd be covered okay. Okay, and then we'll have a meeting beginning of May and also town meeting, or?
Well, our next
by
meeting
ear.
would be the 17th of April.
I'm thinking
if we
of the
meet.
beginning of May, though.
I don't see why we would need, unless there's a business item that you guys need to cover, but, you know, you're going to spend all Saturday on zoning, so
What
might want
fun.
to take a break.
Okay. That's it. Call for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Here we go.